Hello and welcome. Unfortunately, I do not have a beer, so I cannot crack a beer to initiate the start. I was ill prepared. I've been too busy. I went out and bought Pokemon Scarlet today, and I'm so fucking ready. Today, I'm joined with my guest, Jeffrey. Hello, Jeffrey.
Hello, Harley. How are you?
Pretty good. I'm a little worried. My audio keeps. I guess I'm speaking really loud, so it'll like shoot way the fuck up. But I don't want to be too quiet either. So I'm messing with the levels a little bit. And I thought I had it perfect until I did that intro, and it's like, whoa, whoa there.
You sound pretty all right through my headphones. So,
Good, good. It's gets my voice. I have a voice for radio. I've been told, but I'm the only one saying that about myself. So
I think we're good.
I've so I let's talk about Pokemon Scarlet. I haven't played it yet. I've been seeing a lot of fucking glitches with it, and one of them that I really want to occur. I'm not sure how it occurs, but how much do you know about Pokemon Scarlet? Like, is in like the legendaries?
I honestly don't know anything about this game, so I'm pretty excited just to see it being played. I don't know much about it at all.
So I the glitch that I saw, the legendaries in this one, it's like depending on the game you play, there's different legendary, the same old shit from Pokemon. One of them is either a motorcycle or the other one's like a hover bike. So they like transform you ride them. I think that's to my understanding how it works. Well, there's a glitch where they won't be visible, but you'll still be riding the bike. So you just look like that one toad from the early 2000s. Bing, bing, dun,
Nice.
dun, 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 dun.
Bum, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, bum,
That one,
bum.
yes. I want that to occur. I am pretty excited for that.
Yes.
I'll just ride around going bing, bing.
Bing, bing, bong, bong.
Sometimes I worry that my sense of humor is broken because I find that absolutely fucking hilarious.
Fucking go.
While you're breaking up just a little bit, Jeffrey.
Am I really?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Am I
Yeah,
good?
there you go.
Check, check, one, two.
Yeah, it just keeps breaking up for some reason. I'm not sure.
It could be my internet, so.
Uh, could also be mine. I was watching TikTok on the toilet, as I often do, and some of the videos weren't loading.
It's as one does.
We've all just kind of agreed that occurs.
Yeah.
Um, I have been playing Pokemon TGC online. It's been pretty cool. Trying to make a deck that's they don't give you access to all the cards. You got to like buy packs in game, or you can redeem the IRL packs and shit.
Yeah, you gotta type in that code. I really want to get back into the hard, the TCG. I want the physical cards. I want to get back into
Me and you're gonna do it because I bought that Mew deck you were looking at.
that. Nice.
I got that, and I got me a Regigigas deck because it looked fun as fuck.
Yeah, I had a deck forever ago, and unfortunately, some stuff happened. I end up losing that one. It's too sad to get into.
This is a Drunken Degenerates podcast. There's nothing too sad that alcohol can't fix.
You're right. Hell. Like I went to one of my buddy's house, good old Devin, and I asked him politely to carry my box to my car, and it had all of my Pokemon stuff in it. It had my decks. I had cards ordered from California. I had some things imported from Japan just to build this deck, and I put it all in that box. And he laid it on top of my car. We went to his house, and by the time we got there, my box wasn't on top of the car no more.
That's gotta be. I laugh. That's devastating.
Oh my god, it is. Okay, so a day went by and I didn't realize it, and we were deciding hey, you know what? Let's play a game. Play a game of Pokemon. Why not? And I went to go look for my deck, and I'm like, um, what happened to my box? Yeah, sucker fell off the car, and lost my deck ever since. So hopefully I can get back into it.
I think that we can. I know the area that I currently live in and the area we're from is pretty popular with TGC, so we'll have a lot of opportunities. And I know me and you are wanting to do a bunch of cons together and stuff, and I know there'll be tournaments there that we can get our asses kicked at, or try and compete, but have some fun.
Right.
I,
I'm down. I'm excited for all of it.
since I'm now getting back into TGC, because I'm gonna flex a little bit about Digimon, where I was, one of the higher ranked players when the game first came out, the newest TGC for Digimon. Now I've retired since, but I'm into getting back into cards again. So one of the ideas that I had for Digimon when I was wanting to do bigger and bigger tournaments is I was going to make a new name for myself, and I was going to wear a mask when I went to these tournaments, and I would just be like the masked fighter or whatever. That's those. I always wanted to be like way over the top. No one actually knows my identity, and I might do that now. I have the opportunity to do so.
You should totally do it.
I have a luchador mask that I can wear. That was the thing. I was wearing a luchador mask.
Just the masked challenger.
Yeah, that'll be my new name when I enter tournaments. They'll call my name over the. I like it's gonna be so sucky when I do bad. I don't want anyone to know my name or my real identity ever in those places. That's like the goal. I'll be like a cryptid amongst gamers. They'll like, hey, do you know the masked guy? What do you mean? The guy always comes in a luchador mask.
You'll just be a legend.
I might wear a cape as well. That's how extra I might go with it.
Oh, it's perfect. So if you win, you walk out in pride. If you lose, you walk out, nobody knows who you are.
It's still funny either way. I gotta act super serious the whole time though. You now face the masked duelist.
Yeah.
I just
Masked
like
challenger
I
approaching.
I play the fucking part. We'll go to like bigger tournaments and like we'll meet people along the way who will also go to these tournaments, and like they're gonna want to see my face, right? But they'll like go into my hotel room and not, I'll be sleeping in the mask, anticipating that that's what they'll do.
That's how you get hyped for it. You sleep in the mask, you're ready for when you wake up.
This is who I am now. So I got a pretty big beard, and the luchador mask does not go well with the beard, so I may have to shave it. Which for the bit I would definitely do. There's no question in my mind about that.
Add some extra mystery. It'll be like this luchador guy, man. He's got like a beard hanging out of his mask.
Who could this be?
Who is this?
I really want a shoot, what am I thinking of here? Like from Watchmen, Rorschach, his
Oh
mask.
yeah.
That would be pretty badass, but I don't think I'd be able to see or breathe in it.
Yeah, it might be a little challenging.
See, the problem with I had like a Freddy Krueger style mask. It's not Freddy Krueger, but the character is its face is just melted. Is what the bit was, and I was gonna wear that, but it was so tight on my face I couldn't talk. And talking is like a big part of playing cards because you have to announce what you're doing and see if they want to respond in any way during their turn, and so you have to be able to communicate properly. I'm kind of have that issue because I have a weirdly shaped face and head, but I can't do that with the luchador mask either. Oh, I can have a series of masks, like different ones for different occasions.
Yeah.
The masked luchador.
Like depending on the theme of your deck, like you can a specific mask for that.
I'm actually hyping myself up. I think after this, I'm gonna look on Amazon to buy a properly fitting mask. I'll pay like $50.
Yeah, you should totally do it, man.
God, we get you driving. I could just show up, fucking blitz to him.
Gotta get my automobile going again.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing some more TGC Pokemon with you. It's gonna be a lot of fun, I think.
I think so too. Yeah, I'm pretty ready for it.
Um, I,
I
I,
still remember like a lot of like the rules to it, unless they've changed a few things here and there. But like back then, I had like a scientific way of like building decks. Like I had it down pat. Like I had my own formula for building decks. So
I'm struggling with ratios.
I'm hoping to be able to apply that to the new deck buildings.
So the deck that I'm currently playing in TGC Player, it's the main focus is Altaria, and Altaria is not a very strong Pokemon, but like its ability or whatever is it cannot be damaged by V or GX or V Max Pokemon.
Oh, so it's like Suicune for
Yeah,
EX. Okay.
unfortunately, it's two stage, so it kind of slows the deck down. Its max damage attack is only 60. But
Yeah,
I've won games just by getting him out in the field because all they have is fucking V Pokemon, so they're unable to hit me.
what is that one? Rare Candy or let's see, Rare Candy that skips a stage. So there's another one. I think it's a basic card. I can't remember which one it was though. When you lay it out, you can evolve one of your Pokemon to its next evolutionary state. I'll have to do a
I'm
little
not
research.
sure. We definitely have some learning to do to
Oh, yeah.
reacquaint ourselves to the meta. That's why I think
Yeah.
you should play the TGC Player Online just to learn the meta and get as many games under your belt as possible.
Yeah, I probably should. Might end up doing that. I might re-log back into it tonight sometime.
I've been streaming. I've been streaming, playing it lately.
Nice.
Which my streams have been going okay. I get one viewer sometimes, but I don't stream as long as I probably should. I only do like 2 hours at a time. I was trying to do 4 hours, but like it hurts my ratios from watch to time, and I'm just trying to make myself available in the best hours. But I don't know. I'm not really doing it for people to watch. I'm just kind of doing it for fun, and it allows me to make a highlight video for my YouTube. Fucking YouTube's been going bananas with shorts.
Yeah, they have. Absolutely.
I've been making one a day, and it's so hard to like know what's going to be popular or not because I'm not really getting a pattern.
Like YouTube is slowly turning into TikTok because they're shorts.
Yeah, I don't personally watch them, but I probably could if it was easier to watch. Other than because I open up TikTok, boom, TikTok starts it right away. Videos of shorts, I have to open up the YouTube app and then go over the short section. But I have like people that I repetitively like sending things to on TikTok. I don't think they're doing quite as well overall as TikTok, but I definitely think it's more of a contender than fucking Facebook Reels, you know?
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that one. All you
Um,
gotta do is like compile like best moments within like a minute long like short, and then just kind of like post that as its own like video.
I've been seeing some significant growth from it, and I've been like, I love and I've always wanted to do like live comment, like not live comedy, but skits and shit, like bits. I love the idea of bits, and there's times where I was wanting to do more and more of them, but it's just difficult to be a one man show where I've had plans in the past to have other people involved, and they've let me down. But I get it for them. I suppose it's a gamble. I don't really care if I look cringy anymore. I'm a 27-year-old man on the internet who's been here for almost like 20 years. I don't care anymore. I don't care if I look cringy. Fuck it. There's no such thing as bad publicity. It's only what's the fuck thing Jack Sparrow says? You got to be the worst pirate I've ever heard of, but you have heard of me.
Yeah.
Like there's no such thing as like bad publicity. I see it that way at least.
Yeah, you do have a point there.
I think it's my goal. Is at one point I just want to be a meme. I don't care what it's for. I just want to be a fucking meme. It might crush me like emotionally, but I want to be a fucking meme.
To bring back the filthy Frank. Yeah.
Filthy
Look,
Frank is. We'll talk about Filthy Frank. Filthy Frank is dead. Me and you constantly get drunk and watch Filthy Frank videos and reminisce of the old days. Filthy Frank is dead, and he only slightly shows up in Joji concerts. Rest in peace.
my filthy Frank.
There will never be another Filthy Frank. It breaks my heart to say that. What we will get next is something that is Filthy Frank esque, maybe, but it's got to fit within like parameters, you know, because he did some really fucked up shit.
Yeah, he does. He goes pretty bizarre with some of his videos.
And I wholeheartedly miss that bizarre. I miss that creativity, and I could say this openly. I am heavily inspired by Filthy Frank and Joji, both musically and like creativity. He's one of my more bigger inspirations for why I like making content, why I like doing stupid shit. The videos I've been making, I don't know if you've been watching it, but I've been just kind of throwing shit at the wall and seeing what's going on. My most popular video is literally me driving by a Speedway, the gas station, and the S of Speedway is not working. So the rest of it's lit up. So it just says Speedway, and I thought that was fucking hilarious.
Speedway. Speedway.
Speedway. That has 5,000 views. What the fuck?
Oh my god, that's awesome, dude.
See, did you know that there's no other fast food restaurant that starts with a W other than Whataburger?
Other than Waterburger?
Yeah, other than Whataburger. Whataburger's the only one that starts with a W.
What about the oh shoot. What's his name? Mark Wahlberg? Wahlburgers?
I don't know about that. That's an odd answer. You're supposed to say Wendy's.
Wendy's. Well, Wendy's works too. Kind
Wendy's
of fun.
nuts slap your chin.
Good old Marky Mark and Wahlburgers.
I suppose you're right, thinking outside the box. Could always leave it to you to think outside the box. I've been on the internet for far too long. I think you're on for about a similar amount of time as me.
Like, yeah, like fucking 99% of my time is internet.
20 years.
I've been doing this shit for 20 years.
Because we're both like we're the ass in the millennials, so we got the full fucking internet experience from childhood, and it's really shaped us as individuals.
Yeah.
I think my sense of humor is fucking broken.
Like my sense of humor got corrupted ever since like uh, Oni G, Psycho Pebbles, and like Gary's Mod, the Gmod Idiot boxes.
Oh, that's listed off some straight bangers right there.
Like that's where it begun for me.
For me, it was like I'll say I'll go really super early when it comes to like stupid comedy. So we'll tell stupid. We don't go like childish comedy. So if we go childish comedy, it's like Smosh. But if we go, where it's things that I still think that are funny today, which hold relevance today for me, it has to be Ego Raptor.
Yeah, yeah. Every once in a while, I still watch that shit.
Yeah, the awesome series. Hell yeah. That's I don't know. That just it was actually Jeremy's brother that showed me that series back in fucking middle school, I think. Because before that, all I was watching on YouTube was Naruto AMVs of them versus Dragon Ball Z.
Like, oh yeah, you made me think of like the abridged series, like Dragon Ball Z abridged and the Hellsing Ultimate,
Oh,
whatnot.
the Bridge series. I think that one came a little bit later. That was probably like not to date myself or anything, but I probably found out about those like sophomore year of high school. I think
Sophomore year.
right around that time. God, those were fucking good.
Yeah.
I still watch the new Hellsings, and I haven't watched past the Frieza saga of Team Four Star.
I thought you see what was that one? It was shoot. It was like I'm surrounded by idiots. I thought you were surrounded by gumdrops and ice cream.
This podcast is partially inspired by them because when they stopped making regular content, they started doing live streams, and they would be the guy who did the voices for Vegeta and Krillin and a bunch of other ones.
Yeah.
Lenny Pator, yeah, if I
You
remember
were
right,
good.
that's his name. Yeah, he'd play Dark Souls with one of his buddies, and eventually another one of his buddies. And anytime they would die in Dark Souls, they would both do a shot. So they'd live stream themselves once a week playing Dark Souls, or sometimes they would off-screen grind so they could make actual progress the next time. But it would never be like anything too big. It'd just be grinding the same spot to level up or whatever.
Dude, like Dark Souls is like a dying simulator. They had to have been freaking plastered.
Oh yeah,
but
he'd get
but
so drunk that he's like, "Hey, tase me," and they would tase him at the end of it, and then his wife would come pick him up because he's absolutely blackout drunk. If you have not seen their live streams, I would definitely recommend checking them out. It's I would probably like there are definitely low spots in it, but you could probably watch a highlight and it will give you the best of the best. It I I really enjoyed it, and I guess I keep talking about shit that's inspiring me, but that did inspire this podcast to be alcoholic. It was that, and it's kind of like hot ones. I can admit that.
the cold ones, is that what you mean?
Hot ones with the chicken, with the hot
Oh,
sauce.
the yeah, okay,
Where I
yeah,
bring
Sean.
guest ons and I talk to them and ask them. It's not directly, but it's still the same thing. And I suppose cold ones to some degree. But when I started doing these or had the idea for them, I wasn't I wasn't watching cold ones. Not that I'm not a fan or anything, but I'm not really into podcasts. I guess I'm not really into. I like the one that I make. I just don't really have the time to sit there and listen to other podcasts, but I probably should.
Might help with a little bit of like inspiration and stuff. Maybe they'll have some things that kind of, trigger different like creative lines, you know.
Yeah. I watched H3's podcast when it first started coming out, and I got to be real with you. I used to really like H3. I liked him a bit. I'd watch all their videos when they'd come out, but what really killed it for me, and I guess I'm putting my opinion out on the internet for this, is specifically, I understand that they're starving artists, they need to make money, and they was going through a lawsuit, so it was very difficult because all their money's going toward their lawyer or whatever it might have been. But um, when they were like, "Hey, we need you to join our Patreon. We need more money. We're struggling here." They started talking about their bills. I was like, okay, I actually felt something for them. It was like, I understand where you're coming from. I don't have anything personally that I can add to it, but I feel your struggle. The very next fucking video, or it might not have been the very next one, maybe like one or two later. It was. I'm pretty sure it was within a week that it got uploaded. They were with fucking Post Malone in like Las Vegas driving in a tank and like living it up. And I'm like, what the fuck? If you're struggling, you think you wouldn't be doing shit like that.
Right.
Even if he like offered to pay for all that, like it's still kind of you could have spaced that a bit better.
Yeah, it's a bit of a drastic leap there.
Yeah, don't beg for money and then fucking live it up in Las Vegas. Like what the fuck? I thought you're starring artist. Like what the hell? And after that, I lost all respect for him, and I'm just like, nah, dog. And they started not making the content that I liked anymore, which makes sense for them. It's financially it's they secured themselves better by doing the podcast. Like I get it. Uh, it made sense for them.
Right.
You can kind of see that. It's I'll kind of circle back to Filthy Frank here and Joji. He really went out at a very good time. Rest in peace, Filthy Frank. But economically, he could not support in the current landscape of YouTube. He'd be making no money. Everything would be, get cut to shit pretty much. And so, would I have rather him die right then at the height, or would I rather him kind of become a shell of his former self to still make end meet? Like how fucking H3H3 has changed their content, no longer making stuff that is as good or what we originally liked them for. Or, um,
Like, here's the thing with me. Like, don't get me wrong. I love Filthy Frank and I love Joji because Joji, like, you mean, he made a career out of his music, and ultimately that's what he was wanting to go after. He wanted to pursue his music career and whatnot. But if you ever look up like interviews of Joji, and he'll be a little, silly or whatever, but like it's it's nowhere like he'll do something funny, but it's not like Filthy Frank funny. Like he's completely changed his demeanor. Like he has a totally different persona of him from what he's known for type thing. And that's the only thing that really bothers me is like there's not even a glimpse of Filthy Frank in his content. Like nothing shining through that reflects upon it.
yeah.
I feel like for his fans that has been long-term fans of Filthy Frank, I feel like that should seep through a little bit to kind of reach out to his long-term fans.
Supposedly, in his live performances, every now and again, Filthy Frank sort of comes out in some sort of way. Not necessarily like either I've seen where someone dressed as Pink Guy and went to one of his concerts, and he acknowledged him in the stand or from the like he acknowledged him in the audience.
I love that. I
Yeah,
love it.
he's very much aware, but he cannot go back to that. And I say Filthy Frank is dead. He's not dead. He's always been Joji, and within Joji, there will always be that part. And every now and again, you'll get a glimpse of it, which kind of like leads into that song that Joji came out with, "Glimpse of Us."
A glimpse of us.
That song is purely about Filthy Frank.
Oh. Yeah, like in the music video. I don't know if you've seen the music video or
I
not, but
have not.
you can tell within that music video that like there's a little bit of like Pink Guy in there because there's a scene where like these kids are walking by and then like it looks like you can't see who he is because he's wearing a mask, but he's like flipping off the kids and kind of like dancing around while flipping them off. It's like that's the kind of humor that Filthy Frank had in his other videos that kind of seep through into that
It's
music.
shit posting. I love shit posting. I am a shit poster. I love stupid ass dumb humor that makes no fucking sense and is completely off the wall and like silly.
Yeah.
I heard a fucking golden shit post. It was so is iCarly the guy that flew up and like had his wings melted by the sun? Just so fucking stupid. That's a high level shit. Like what comes with good shit posting is you have to be serious. It's like it's advanced gaslighting. You have to gaslight someone believing what you're saying. So I guess if you are wanting more of like that style of comedy and shit, Sam Hyde is a very good representation of that. I'm not.
Sam Hyde.
Yeah, are you familiar with him?
Not quite, no.
So he has been on YouTube for a very long time. He has been a comedian for a very long time, and he has posted. Like he had his own show on Adult Swim at one point,
Nice.
but it ultimately getting canceled for people believing that he is a white supremacist. But he had his own show. It was very heavily inspired by like Tim and Eric. Um, so it's I would check out his content if you. I can see you something after this, but if anyone listening is curious and wanting those filthy Frank feels, and it's not quite being safe by anyone, and you don't really care about the rumors with an individual, then check out Sam Hyde. It is a trip. His levels of irony that he like fits into, and satire, and the things that he will say, and you're not sure if he like actually means it or not. But if you're laughing, does it really matter? You know?
Yeah, I'm pretty curious about it. You're gonna have to send me some stuff.
Yeah, most definitely. See, he's been getting into boxing. He actually trained iDubbbz to box for the big creator clash or whatever. Well, iDubbbz claims he doesn't, but he definitely got him interested in boxing, and it helped fuel my obsession with combat sports. He's a pretty cool guy. I appreciate his content and its off the wall and shit posting nature, and makes me want to do better. I enjoy shit posting. You make Sam Hyde. You make me want to be a better man. It's pretty great.
Yeah, I really want to see it.
I think some of the only creators that still hold true to how they were back in the day, and I'm not counting Sam Hyde, of course, because he's just recently taken the limelight. Every now and again, he'll take like the spotlight. It usually, I don't know if it was him or his fans, but anytime, unfortunately, when there's a mass shooting of any kind, they would say that it was Sam Hyde and send photos of him to the media. So there's a couple times he was posted on the news as the shooter for these events.
Oh my.
Yeah, mass shootings are complete tragedies, but that level of shitpost during that level of dark time way after the fact is quite humorous. Tragedy plus time is humor.
Like what you were saying a minute ago about like content creators that are pretty true to where they came from.
Yeah.
I feel like I would, a lot of people I would imagine would disagree just because of the fame that he has, but like PewDiePie, he's not the same that he used to be. Like he has changed, but I don't think in the better. I think, and the reason why I brought PewDiePie is because he has the most views on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like he's the number one like subscribed channel. But like,
Love him or hate him, but he has adapted and re- he has wholeheartedly changed his content over the years and stayed relevant, which is
yeah,
incredibly impressive.
it is. But I think someone that has stayed true to their actual like content from where they began. Honestly, I'm gonna have to say
Yeah,
Markiplier.
that's exactly what I was thinking. He has always been this big-hearted oaf that has made heartwarming content and has been absolutely entertaining the entire time.
Yeah, like Markiplier, like his content is just it's been constant like entertainment since the beginning. Like, and it always keeps you on edge. And I know that he's done the trying to laugh videos, but hell, everyone's done that now. You got Jacksepticeye, PewDiePie, Markiplier, like the trio of those guys.
Of
But
the greats, yeah.
yeah, of the greats, I do like Jacksepticeye too. But
I never got into his content. I didn't. I'll be honest. I didn't really watch PewDiePie stuff either. But I did enjoy Markiplier. Specifically, I got into Markiplier around the time Five Nights at Freddy's came in. I know that's cringe, but I'm too much of a chicken shit to fucking play the game. But I wanted to see the game played, and after he played it, I really enjoyed his playthrough. It so I kind of stuck around.
not the same fucking way, man. Like I like scary games, but no, no, like Five Nights at Freddy, like the number one thing that gets me is jump scares, and that's what that game is entirely about. So I wanted to watch some other dude play it, and it's
Yeah.
always been Markiplier that popped up for that. So he's always been relevant.
He has
Like
said he is the king of Five Nights at Freddy's, and I am inclined to believe him. The king of Five Nights at Freddy's. um, I would say that a creator that holds true to sort of where they came from and didn't really change their content over time, and I guess you can add his friend into that as well, but his friend hasn't been making content for as long. But that's Max Mofo all the way. He has always made the same level of content, and he's not as frequent as a meme of what he used to be. But every now and again, he'll come up and you'll see him all over videos and shit of a certain meme that he does. Like the last one that I could think where he received high relevancy in that point is where he's just slamming open the door like, "Hey, what the fuck are you doing?"
yeah, like Max Mofo, like yeah. I feel like yeah, within the trio of that, you got Filthy Frank, you got Max Mofo, and you got iDubbbz.
Yeah.
Uh, Max Mofo, yeah, he's kind of carrying on the 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 past of their comedy,
Oh
but
shit! How could I forget fucking Howdy Basic?
yeah. Oh my God, yes. How to Basic.
He has never changed his content. It's always been the
No,
same.
yeah.
God, I respect the hell out of
Yeah, no,
that.
yeah, you're totally right.
He's always the cameraman. You forget about him, but he's do what you love, and you'll never work a day in your life. It's I always like talking about these other creators, and uh,
Yeah,
it's fun.
it really sends you down like a rabbit hole, like when you start thinking about these other creators like that.
As you watch them develop and make new content, and um, it I really hate it to see that when they become shells of their former selves. Which I know content grows and people change, and sometimes it's for the better, sometimes it's for the worse. But when you completely turn your back on what made you popular, that's when it leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that.
Like just make nothing if you're going to go that route. Go die, just die at your peak instead of becoming a shell of your former self.
Glory.
Yeah, which iDubbbz really encapsulates that for me. iDubbbz and H3H3 both do. H3H3 makes much more sense than iDubbbz does. iDubbbz content is I had not watched it for a good period of time, so I guess I can't accurately say that. But he has not made anything that other than the documentaries. I've enjoyed his documentaries, but that's not exactly what he had been known for. It's definitely interesting, but I feel like it's not comedic. It just happens to be comedic by the people he's talking to.
To be honest with you, I've not watched anything from like iDubbbz in quite a long time. Like people that stuck with me is Cold Ones because it has Max Mofo in there and it has
Yeah,
the
anything
the
for
other.
views, which I can't believe we've gone this long without talking about him, and that is that is my bad. I slightly mentioned him earlier, and he has been there for quite some time, but he just in the grand scheme of things is more recent in comparison to these Titans.
Yeah.
He's a pretty funny guy, and I respect the hell out of him for trying to make the podcast. And I'm sure, I guess for me, I watch all their videos when they come out, but I do not watch the podcast. I've liked the videos more than the podcast, but I guess I can't accurately say that without watching the podcast. But I've really enjoyed the videos. I usually up laughing quite a bit, and I would like to make something similar to that.
That scale.
Yeah, like their production cost is fucking bananas. That's what I can't wrap my head around. I can't eat that charge. That's what's stopping me. That's what was so good about Filthy Frank in my mind. His production value is so low. And one of the Pink Guy songs actually goes about like talks about that, where he's underrated. You don't need to spend money to have these comedic effects. And sometimes I'm stuck comedically in these sort of loops where I'm like, okay, I want to do this idea, but it's like way too big and way too elaborate, and there's no way to really do it without putting all this money in for this one bit. And is it really worth it at that point? You there?
Yeah, yeah, sorry. I was taking a drink. My
Well,
bad.
good man. Feel like I've been talking over you this whole podcast, and I'm sorry for that.
Mm. No, no, you're good, man.
I um, I've had a lot of guests on lately, and I'm trying to get some more. But I really do enjoy just our one-on-one talks, and I think once I do more with the podcast, I'd like to introduce you to some of the new people I've been talking to. I don't want to, go too forward and say I've made friends, but I have some people who I am regularly chatting with, or in their Discord, or on their Twitter or Twitch streams, and supporting them. Um,
Well,
it,
I'm game. I'm totally ready for that, man.
I,
Got
it's
got a cold one open. I'm good to go.
it's been really difficult for me personally networking. Network is something that I suck at. That I keep in my mind. I think, okay, I can just delegate this and have someone else do it. That would just be too easy. So the thought of rejection when asking someone if they want to be on my podcast is kind of like super disheartening.
Well, we just got to keep reaching out to those that are willing to, be in our podcast, and eventually we'll reach out to those that it's kind of harder to get to, and
Yeah, which I know that as a podcast host, I've been learning things from these guests that I have been having that, yeah, I kind of sucked in these areas. I needed to prepare more. It's hard finding guests that I want to have on, that I have something that I can say to, or chemistry in terms of humor and how we roll, and, making everything in line. Because I can talk about it now a little bit, but the last guest I had on, Bees in Disguise, lovely, lovely person. It was a lot of fun talking with them, but at the start of it, it was so rough because I had only met them in person like twice or once and a half time, and I was pretty drunk then, so there was like this awkward wall that I had to power through. But I think if I would have like played games with them or talked to them on Discord for a period before then we could have got to the really good content that we started getting to at the end of the podcast. And that's a definite my bad. I don't know if it was I wasn't drinking, so it was making it difficult for me to communicate or talk. And I've had the opposite happen where I had Popcorn Jesus on, which is he's a pretty fun guy. I like talking to him. I've been a fan for quite some time, but he's really easy to talk to. And I got super drunk super fast, and I was slurring. I showed you that clip. I would like to have him back on again as well. Um, yeah, it's to find people to reach out to see if they want to be on the podcast is difficult because I don't consume a whole lot of content from other people other than on TikTok. But even then, it's like, how do I go about communicating? Hey, I have a podcast. Would you like to be a guest on it? And just sort of chit chat. And I imagine the bigger the personality or community that person has, it's going to be more and more difficult to get that early time in with them to sort of forge this level of communication that I need to freely open and talk,
Yeah.
The idea behind Drunken Degenerates is I get someone on, we slam some drinks down, and we just kind of open up. Because shit, what's the it's Zach Galifianakis, where he had his interview show. I don't know the name of it. I didn't come quite prepared, but
Between Two Ferns.
probably. But that I feel like a lot of the questions that he was asking them was stuff that they had never been asked before, or at least stated publicly. And I thought that was the funniest shit ever. And that's what's kind of like inspired me. It's like, okay, I'll go super fucking big. I'll go super big here and say, okay, I get Markiplier on here because everyone knows Markiplier. I always use him for fucking examples.
Yeah.
I get him on here. It's like, okay, what's your favorite type of Cheerio? Do you like Honey Nut? Do you like the apple version? No one has ever asked him that fucking question publicly, so no one knows. So I feel like it's so funny to me to squander such an opportunity as interviewing someone like Markiplier with questions he's never been asked. Because it's humorous.
Just like throw some like curveballs. Like, what's your favorite flavor of Crown? Like,
If you had to rip a toenail off right now, which one would it be?
yeah.
Answer, Jeffrey. What would it be?
The one next to my pinky toe on my left foot.
Dude, I was thinking that too. Mine's kind of itchy right now. But that's like the idea of Drunken Degenerates is just shit posting and speech, pretty much. I got to talk to you about conventions coming up privately after this, but there's a convention coming up in December that I'm not
Oh,
going to name drop or date or anything because I don't want to dox myself by accident. But I will be at a convention. I will probably put it on my Twitter. So if you follow me on Twitter, you will find out there. Me doxing myself, kind of, to find out the general area of where I live in Canada. He's laughing because I don't live in Canada.
from Germany. It's all good.
My English is pretty good, I think.
Yeah.
So my picture on the little thing I was telling you about, where you're the otter puss and I'm the mine is my like Kubrick stare picture where I look totally fucking unhinged. I also have that photo at the end of my YouTube videos.
Oh, D now?
Yeah,
Nice.
I I love that photo. It's on my dating online dating profiles.
My God.
I
Yeah, definitely the photo you want to have for that.
just want to look totally unhinged, like I could rip your throat out and then
Dude.
fuck your guts out. Girls like that, right?
Oh yeah, keep doing
I mean, I'm looking for a very specific type of woman. That is being 6 foot, 6'1", 210 pounds, completely jacked as shit, muscle.
fucking 14 pack.
Oh my god! So if I get threatened to like, okay, I could destroy. I want to. They threatened me. I could just destroy your head, destroy it with my thighs like a watermelon. Yes, please. I think I'm saying too much about myself on this. We're learning a lot about me today. I don't know what really started this. I won't say obsession. It's not obsession. It's not a fetish per se, but for me, why I like muscular women. I guess I could talk about a little bit without going too deep into my past relationships. But I have been had false promises so many times in two major relationships I've had in the past 10 years. They said, "Oh, I'm going to go to school and do this and do that, or I'm going to work here and do this and do that, and I'm going to work hard, or I'm going to do that and that and that and that," and they actually end up either dropping out or doing nothing, or it's. I got so sick of the false promises and the lack of passion in these people. So when I see a woman with muscles, that shows passion, that shows dedication, that they have followed through with what they set a goal and they achieved it, or in the process of achieving it, they're doing something. So
Yeah,
it's,
I
it's
could
yeah,
I could definitely see that.
it's not necessarily the muscles, but it's the proof. It's the proof in the pudding, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like the person behind it, like it's that to show that there is being effort being put into place.
Yeah, I'm just so sick of being let down. Like I can only really trust in myself and like close people to me, but that's why I'm out there searching for a 6'1", 6'2" muscular goth mommy.
Muscular goth mommy.
Fit in my
Very,
mouth.
very respectable.
You know, I'm pretty tall. I'm 6 foot, 6'1". So you know, the other thing I look at when I'm looking for life partners and things like that is genetics. I make sure that they have equal or greater than genetics to me, at least by my books. Or I don't want a weak bloodline added. Oh, you got asthma? Sorry, weak bloodline.
Weak bloodline. Get out of here.
Oh, you're lactose intolerant? What a fucking idiot. Get out of here. Ah,
Um,
I joke about that, but I'm kind of serious at the same time. Wink, wink.
oh, is your stomach hurt? Fuck you.
Dumbass, get out of here. It kind of leads into like the awakening that I've had to of myself, where it's like I should respect myself, I should respect the things that I want, and I should not settle because I'm on a self love journey. I love myself, or I'm getting better about loving myself, and that's part of it is to not settle for someone that or something that I don't want. You know, there's of course always going to be compromises, but it should never be at my cost or without gaining something else in return. You know,
Yeah, there should always be like an equal give and receive and stuff like that.
with my last relationship, it felt like I was always walking on eggshells because they're they were a bit of a sore loser about was playing Digimon at the time. They were a sore fucking loser. So whenever I got paired against them in the pairings, it was I never won. There, at every time I faced them, I could have crushed them. And the only like one of the only times that I decided to go through with it was at the big pro play tournament, and I decimated them because any point before that I would I'd always purposely lose. I would make bad plays knowing that they were bad so that they could capitalize on my misplays and they would win. And even then, it took them like 3 or 4 turns of me bad playing for them to win. That's like the shitty part that they went on to believe that they were a semi decent player. Is like when I let someone win, and this doesn't not just with them, but with anyone. When you are playing anyone at any sort of sport, or whether that be physical, whether that be hand to hand, or whether that be cards, you go all out every single time. That is respecting that person as a competitor. That you see them as enough a threat that you are willing to go straight for the throat. It's disrespecting them if you don't.
Yeah, it's a challenge upon skill. Like, it's your skill versus their skill. That's the competition. Like that's that
Yeah,
that is the sport of it.
I may get frustrated that I am losing so easily, but I would rather be crushed 1,000 times than let someone let me win 1,000 times. Like I may feel better from that, but I will never be a better player. I won't gain anything from it.
Yeah.
You learn more from a defeat than you do a victory.
Yeah, that's the way I've always seen it. You learn from your failures.
You can't hold it too hard about yourself either. I sometimes I would hold it really heavily against myself, and I would replay games in my head, whether it be sports that I would play or it would be card games. I would think about those misplays, and I would learn from it, but it would bum me out for several days, which is really something you shouldn't do either. You should really learn from your mistakes. Don't hold it too hard against you. Move on and don't make them again.
Yeah.
That's why I have mixed feelings about playing the Pokemon TGC, and I've talked to you about this off the air and stuff, but I'll bring it up on the podcast. But when I was 10 or so, I was playing. I won't say 12. I was probably like 11 or 12. I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh. I wanted to go to a tournament. I was at the local library with my grandma checking out some books or what the fuck kids are doing, and I saw a poster for Yu-Gi-Oh. There's gonna be Yu-Gi-Oh tournament at like a Pizza Hut. So I took the information down, I wrote it down on a piece of paper, and I brought it to my parents, and we decided that me and my brother and my family was going to go to this tournament to have me compete. And my brother was going to play as well. And like, okay, this is going to be fun. I'm going to meet some people who also like Yu-Gi-Oh! It's around my age. That was my thought, at least. But when we ended up going to there, they were trying to sell stuff. It was a bunch of 30-plus-year-old people. They look exactly how you would think they would look. You know, the neck beards and the long hair look greasy and smelly to the touch. No offense to anyone, but they had very poor personal hygiene. I went into the tournament. I didn't know a thing about what's standard or what was allowed and legal or limited at the time in Yu-Gi-Oh! I was a kid, and it was my bad for not learning that prior, but once I did get my deck made after that, because I had to take some cards out, move some cards around, um, I went against some like 40-year-old man, and he just like completely destroyed me. And I get that he was respecting me as a competitor, and I respect him for that. But again, I wasn't going there to play against a 30, 40-year-old man when I was a 10-year-old kid.
Yeah.
That's what I noticed a lot of time with Pokemon tournaments, that it's not really age based a lot of times, and I don't want to play against the kid. It's no offense to the kid. I'm sure they could probably give me a run for my money sometimes, but I remember that trauma as a child. I don't want to say trauma. That's kind of overselling it. But I remember that experience, and that stayed with me as into an adult. And I don't want to be that person. I don't want to crush a kid. I played against some children when I played Digimon just because it was mixed. One guy brought his kids and taught his kids Digimon, and I ended up winning, and I felt bad about it. Not these kids shouldn't be challenged, but I do not have much of a filter in the way that I speak, and I had to pretty much remain silent the whole time during the when I was playing against them. As a almost 30-year-old man, I have to be very careful about the things that I say in the presence of children. Just
Yeah.
because you talk to your friends one way, and you talk to your mother another, and you talk in the public another. But you know, if it comes down to it, when I'm the masked duelist and we're at tournaments and I get paired against a child, I'm depending on the tournament. If it's a high level tournament, I will play it. I won't be happy about it, but I will play it. But if it's just the casual, every week tournament, I'm going to concede. I refuse. I will concede. Let the kid have the win. You know, it's not that I don't respect them as a competitor. It's just that from my perspective, I don't want to crush them so bad that they don't want to play anymore. And hell, they might beat me. That it's fine with that. But I don't. It is not appropriate for me to be doing that. At least that's how I see it. I'm sh-
Well, hey, bruh. So I'm a bit ham drunkard. I'm gonna have to hop off here for now. But
I can tell you've been fading for a little bit. That's fine. We're hitting close to 40, 45 minutes. We'll enter a little short. This will be a little fun one. There won't be another one till after Thanksgiving. Um, I might try and record one around Thanksgiving, that Black Friday, and try and get ahead or something like that. But it has been a pleasure, Jeffrey. Always.
same, likewise.
I'll get you back on here, and me and you'll hang out